Hey, how you doing? This is Eddie Simon, doing my best to live life without regrets. You know me, that's kind of on the forefront of my mind all the time. That is my goal. When I come to the expiration date of my life, I want it to be known that I've left it all out on the court. I've left it all out on the field. I want to leave this place empty. Because that's the one thing, like those are the two things we can't control as human beings. When we're born, who we're born to, and when we leave. It's just going to happen, right? It's the two things that's guaranteed for us is that we're going to come and we're going to go. I just want to make sure when I go, I leave empty. So in light of that, there's two quotes, there's two phrases that really help me stay focused on that, right? Because, you know, we get off track, we get distracted, you know, we get depressed, we get off of our goals and our visions and everything. But man, I want to share these two amazing ancient quotes from my favorite book. The first one is, as a person thinks in their mind, so they become. Oh my goodness. This is so powerful. I'm just going to say it again. As I think in my mind, I become. All right, the second quote that helps me focus on living life without regrets. The power of life, my life, and death is in my words. Is in my lips, is in my tongue, right? But essentially is in my words. I'm gonna say it again. The power of life and death is in my words. And then it also says that I'm gonna eat the fruit of it, or basically I'm gonna experience the results of it. Like, whoa. So I mean, let's really unpack this. Okay, the first one. As I think, I'm becoming. When I think of that quote, when I think of that phrase, immediately I begin to ask myself questions. Who am I? And who I am is a result of my thoughts. Because if I really believe this quote, as I think, I become, then I'm becoming what I'm thinking about all the time. So the obvious question is, what have I been thinking about? Who am I? Who am I becoming every single day? And if you ask yourself that question seriously, you know, who am I? And you start to take an inventory of your life and begin to write down the different things that you do without thinking, right? So don't think about who you want to be. We haven't got there yet, but let's just be real with ourselves at first. Who am I right now for this 18 years of my life if you're 18, for this 33 years of my life if you're me, or, you know, hey, I don't know how old you are, but who am I right now this very moment as I watch this video? What are my habits? What are my consistent thoughts every single day? How do I react to situations when I don't even think about it? Because that's the real us. Let's just be honest. Not who I am when I go to work, who I am when I'm in front of somebody I like and I want them to see me a certain way. No, who am I when the doors are closed? Who am I on Friday night? Who am I on Saturday night when I don't have a schedule, I don't have a to-do list, and I can do what I want? Who am I in that moment? Because who you are there is a reflection of what you've been thinking about, right? So once you do that, guess what? We can reverse engineer. Now the question is, who do I want to become? Because we're always becoming something. That's the power of that quote. As a person thinks, so they become, which means you're never not becoming something. You're always becoming something. What you're becoming is what we have to deal with, right? Because we're becoming what we're thinking. So if we want to gear and target becoming a certain type of person, we need to take control of our thoughts. Right? If we want to live this life with no regrets, if we're tired of making decisions, saying things, doing things, experiencing things that we don't want to experience, we're getting to the end of our life and it's just like, man, I wish I would have, I wish I never. We have to manage our thought life. All right, so let's move on to the second quote. Man, the power of life and death is in my words and I will eat the fruit of it. Or a better way to say it is I'm going to experience the things that I speak. Oh my goodness. I mean, if you guys are anything like me and you love affirmations, you love motivational speakers, you love to challenge yourself and better yourself, there's so many videos that talk about the power of the I am statement. And maybe I'll do another video on that. But right now, I just want to focus on this quote. The power of life and death is in my words, and I'm going to experience the results of it. Another question for you. What have you been experiencing in your life? What is that thing that just keeps happening to you year over year over year? What are those feelings that you keep experiencing in your heart week after week? What is that situation financially, relationally, socially, mentally, spiritually? What is that thing that you just keep experiencing that you don't want to experience, but it just keeps happening all the time? Maybe you should start looking at the type of things that you're saying, or the type of things that are being said to you, right? Because it's not just about your words, it's the power of life and death is in the words, period. So what words are we allowing to come out of our mouth? And even worse, what words are we allowing to be spoken to us? Because that is what's determining our experiences. I just challenge you guys, these two things, they keep me on the straight and narrow, as we say. When I think about get up in the morning and I spend my time to meditate and just to think of my day, these are the two things that help to keep me focused on how to have a productive day. What am I going to think about? Because my thoughts will help me become who I want to become in this day. And what am I going to talk about? What am I going to speak about? Because that's going to help to gear my day as well. So again, as I just summarized, guys, I challenge you with these two things. Think about these two things when you think about your goals and your visions, what you want out of life, what you want to experience, what you want your family to experience. As I think, I'm becoming. As I speak, I'm experiencing. It's powerful stuff, guys. We have to take these things seriously. If every single thought you thought from this moment on, now that you've heard this, imagine every single thought that you're going to think from this moment on. What if it came true? Then what would you spend the rest of your life thinking about? And every single word that you speak from this day on, you will experience it. Then what would you speak from this moment on? This is how we should live our life. Life without regrets. This is a great action step you can take in light of this information. Get your journal. If you have one, great. If you don't, I encourage you, invest in a journal. I'll do a video on the power of a journal, but get a journal and now begin to take inventory of your thought life. Get up in the morning. What do I want to think about? What am I going to think about? At the end of the day, don't just go to sleep. Don't just end your day watching videos and watching TV. Write down the thoughts you had that day so you can actually identify it. And then go to the next step. Write down the words you want to say and the words you did say so you can take inventory. I heard a great person say, if we fail to plan, we're planning to fail. See, guys, we're never just standing still. We're never just not doing anything, even when you're thinking not doing anything. The current and the waves of life are always moving us somewhere. It's up to us to actually take action and move. So guys, let's plan this. We can plan our thoughts. We can tell ourselves what to think. We can plan our words. Invest in a journal and do this. So guys, the goal of this channel is to share content based off of my experiences and as I learn. My heart and my passion is to pour out my life to the world. So I want to motivate, I want to inspire, I want to educate, I want to lead people to higher heights. There's been so many times in my life I just needed a word of encouragement. I just needed somebody to say something that, guess what, I probably already knew, I've already heard before, but just hearing it a different way from a different person did wonders for me and just helped to push me forward. And when I think about, Eddie, what's my talent? What's my gift? I heard a great person say on a podcast one time, what comes easy to you but hard for most? And for me, it's speaking. For me, it's talking to somebody. It's learning and quickly giving it right back out because I just love to see other lives fulfilled. So on this channel, expect to just have my content to be motivating, to be nuggets. I'm just gonna drop some small nuggets on you, something maybe you never thought about before, inspiration, sometimes financial inspiration, spiritual inspiration, marital inspiration, right? Parental inspiration. I have 5 amazing children, having a beautiful wife. We've been married for 10 years, working on 11 this year. So, I don't have all the experience, but I have some, and I would love to share it with you. So I'm really excited to start this journey. I'm even more excited that you're on this journey with me. And I also encourage you to start your journey. Start your journey. It took me so long to just get to this place here, right here, because we know, right? We're always concerned about what other people think. Fear is such a lie. It grips us. Another favorite quote I have, it says, "As I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil," right? Because when you think about that, like, fear is just like a big scary shadow. A lot of times it really can't touch us. It really can't do anything to us, and there's really no fear to be feared. I've heard the great motivator of all time, Les Brown, say, "If there is no fear within, there's no fear without. If there's no enemy within my mind, within my heart, then there's actually no enemy without." So a lot of times what stops us from just starting our journey, whatever that is the enemy within. Get rid of the enemy within, and guess what? All the enemies that we think is outside of us will quickly disappear, because it's really just a reflection of ourselves. I'm excited to get on this journey, and I want you to start your journey. Please, there are 7 billion people on this globe, and the internet is worldwide. How many people need to hear what you have to say? Who needs to see what you're experiencing? Who needs to learn from your life? Don't be afraid. Start your journey now. Don't think about it. Just do it, because you never know. One person out of the 7 billion, if you can impact the soul of one person out of the 7 billion, you have lived an amazing life. How great would it be to know that if you can impact one soul before you leave this place, what an eternal impact you've made. It's a beautiful thing. So guys, I'm excited for this journey, and I'm even more excited that some of you guys are going to start your journey because of this. Remember, there's 2 things that we can't control: when we come here and when we leave. We all have an expiration date, but what we can control is what we've done while we're here. Focus, guys. Live a life every single day where you can confidently say, "I have no regrets." You can do it. Guys, thank you so much for listening and watching this video. If you enjoy this content, it would mean so much to me. If you left a comment, give me some feedback. It'd be great. It'll help me as I develop more content, as well as subscribe to the channel and support me. That would mean so much to me. And remember every single day to live without regret.